In this video, I will be doing a walkthrough on how the Surd Taxi works. So this is the admin panel of the Surd Taxi application. On the admin panel, we are on the dashboard seeing the total car booking, the pending car booking, the total trip request, the pending trip request, total customers, total drivers, total complaints. Here we have the recent customers, recent drivers, and the notification. Here also, we have the recent rides. Here you can go to the history to see all the rides. Here we have activities of what is going on the platform. Going to be doing a walkthrough of the different net sections of the Surd Taxi admin. So here we have the admin. The admins of the platform have the listing of all the admins on the platform. You should be able to add a new admin to the platform and be able to see all the admins that has been added to the platform. Then here we have the regions. Region is very important aspect of the admin dashboard. The service area listing. So here we have the service areas where the application is supposed to operate. So with this service area set up, you should be able to modify or be able to set up restrictions on where your Surd Taxi is supposed to operate. So if you want to operate this service in a specific region, you don't want it to be open to the whole world, you should be able to add the area here. So here, we have the name, you can enter the name, you have the time zone, you have the currency, you have the country, if this is in a specific country. Here you can be able to search the place you want, the specific area you want, and you can use this Google Map feature to be able to get the specific location where this service should operate. So what this means is if you have this as London, if you have this service area as London and you put the time zone, so you should have a drop down here, but because I'm in demo, the drop down is not showing, so I put the currency symbol, the currency code as USD, put the country. You have to enable the countries from the country listing for you to have the countries here. Just going through any country and the sub-region, this can be empty. If you want this to come under a sub-region, maybe you already created UK as a country, then you want London to come under UK. You should be able to do that, so you have to select the London. When you select the London, when you select UK, London will automatically be a sub-region to UK. So I am going to set this record, and here we have this region here. You should be able to edit this maybe if you made some mistakes. So you should be to change this mapping. The next section we have on the admin is the trips. The trips will be able to give you an overview of all the trips that has happened on the mobile app or from the website. So here we have the pending trips, the completed trips, the scheduled trips, the cancelled trips. We will go over the trips, and here we have the view. You should be able to view this trip. This trip is pending. This is the booking ID. This is the person's information of the booking item here. Here we have the trip status, we have the payment status, we have the payment method, we have the ride type, we have the service type, we have the service region, here we have the address. So go back, here we have the rider name, the trip status. You should be able to view also the driver, the driver's information. You should be able to view the rider's information. So here on the completed trips, you should be able to see all the completed trips. You will see the information, payment status, every other information concerning this ride. We have scheduled trips and we have canceled trips. Under this section we have the drivers, so you have the active drivers list which shows the drivers that have been approved and are ready to accept rides. You should be able to add a drive from here, then you add the driver's information and you can fill up the car information for this particular driver. When a driver is registered, you have to approve the document for the driver before the driver will be active. Here we have a pending driver, and if we go to document you will be able to see the document the driver has uploaded. Now if you want to approve a driver and there are required documents that the driver has not uploaded or has not been accepted, you won't be able to approve this driver. You need to be able to first of all approve the document. Document approved. Then approve this other document. Status changed, approved. So you have these two documents, the driver's license and the vehicle photo, so you can now approve this driver. Once this driver is approved, the driver will automatically be notified on the mobile app and the driver should be able to log in. That way, the inactive driver is now empty because we no longer have inactive drivers. Here we can see our online drivers, here we can see withdrawal request and driver's negative balance. When we come to customers, we have a list of all the customers. We come to complaints, so who is making this complaint? Sorry, we have the companies here. The company is available when the module for fleet management is enabled. On this application we have different modules. Here you can see we have the rental. When this rental is enabled you will be able to have this car bookings. So you should be able to use this system as a rental, then this instant ride. Once it's enabled, you will be able to have trips there. If fleet management is enabled, you will have the fleet management and the companies and other settings that you can also activate from the admin area. So here we have the companies. Can be able to add a new company. You add the company name, the company address, the state, the city, the contact information, and after that, the company will be added. Once this company is added, the company admin should be able to log in using this information, should be able to log into this admin panel. The company admin will also have some permissions which you can set from user roles. Under this user roles, we have the owner. This owner are for fleet managers or fleet admins. So here we have the permissions that you can set. You should be aware of the permissions you are giving to the owner, that is the fleet admins, because this controls what they are able to do on the platform, so you are not supposed to give them super admin related roles. You have all the roles here that comes with the system, so they should be able to read complaints. So all the roles we have here, you can assign any of them to them. So we go back to the fleet management. Under the fleet management, we have the listing of cars. If you add a company should be able to create cars, they should be able to add cars. So here they can add new vehicle, they can be able to upload multiple images for the vehicle, they should be able to upload a single featured image for the vehicle and also a YouTube link if they also need that for the vehicle. So here we have the listings of all the vehicles that are uploaded. So if I log in as a company of fleet admin, I should be able to see just the cars that have been added to my company. So because I am an admin, I am seeing all the cars added by anyone at all. So here we have the car bookings, we have car rentals. The car booking is a feature that allows you to rent out your vehicle using the Surd Taxi app. So we can have car bookings and customers should be able to book those vehicles. We have completed rentals, we have pending, we have canceled. Under configuration, we have the features activation where you can be able to enable or disable a particular feature on the application. So here this feature is enabled, so if I come back to this place, feature activation, fleet management. So once I remove the fleet management, the company is gone, so there is no company here. So once I enable the fleet management back, company should be back, so here we have the companies. So the fleet management allows you to have companies that should be able to log in and have their separate admin system, be able to see their trips, be able to see their drivers, be able to see the bookings associated with that particular company. Here we have the user roles, we have admin, driver, manager, owner and rider, can be able to assign different permissions to these user roles. We have the vehicle types, here you can add more vehicle types. You can edit a particular vehicle type. You can enable a particular vehicle type, you can disable a particular vehicle type, so once this is enabled or disabled, the whole registration or driver's registration, they will not be able to see the disabled ones. Here we have vehicle makes. Under the vehicle makes, you should be able to enable or disable the vehicle makes you want. You should be able to add more vehicle makes. And under the vehicle models, this is associated with makes, so for you to add, you first of all select the make for this vehicle before you add the model of the vehicle. Here you can also enable/disable, edit the vehicle make. Here we have the country, listing of all the countries, you can enable any country of your choice, then you can disable any country of your choice. Once this is done, the user of your application should be able to work or should be able to register from only the approved countries. Here we have the document settings. Under the document settings, you should be able to add more documents you want for your taxi booking. So here we have the document name, whether it is required or not, if it has expiry date or not, if it has. Okay, here we have the status. The status makes it active or inactive. If is required, you can toggle that here. If it has expiry date, you can toggle that here also. Here we have the edit. You should be able to edit that as well if you want to change the name of the document. So here if we add more documents, the driver will automatically see this document on their registration and should be able to provide these documents. And then on the driver's approval you should be able to see these 3 documents if you have 3 here, and then be able to approve all 3 documents. So these documents, the documents you receive from the drivers are dynamic. You can add more, you can remove anyone you want to remove, you can just disable it if you don't want to show it. So here, we have the service and the fees. Under the service and the fees you should be able to set up the different service you want to show for your instant ride. Here we have the light, we have the premium, we have the tricycle, you can add any, you can edit, you can disable it so it doesn't show on the book interior. When the users want to book an instant ride, they should be able to see different types of service under the instant ride. And each of this service have different amounts. Maybe you have some high profile cars, you want them to be under premium. So this car shouldn't be the same price with normal car. If someone wants to book a premium, the person should be able to enjoy some benefits, maybe allowing drivers that have maybe a better cars, so you should be able to configure this anyhow you want. You can select the region you want it to show, the sales area, the capacity, the base fare, the minimum fare, the minimum distance, the price per distance, the price per minute, free waiting time in minutes, price per minute, with then cancellation fee, payment method, and all other settings you can add for this particular service setup. Once the riders are able to pick any of the services, they will be able to get a driver that has been registered under this particular service. So here we have the system settings. Under the system settings, we have the general settings where you add the name of the site, the slogan, the contact email, you pick the front-end logo. You have here it's showing we have 4 active countries, enabled supported countries only. So here you should able to select the default country, and this default country is coming from the active countries. Here we have SMTP, the SMTP for emailing. You have to set up your SMTP here. Here we have the mobile app settings, we have the OTP provider, you can disable this for testing. So once this is disabled, OTP should automatically be autofilled during registration. Then here we have the site name, have the slogan also. We have the terms and condition. You can add link to the terms and condition, privacy link, about us link during registration on the sign up. The user's supposed to be able to click to see the terms and conditions, so you should be able to those links here for the users. Here we have the Firebase and API settings. Under the Firebase, you should be able to add your Firebase project ID. This is very important because without this, we can't be able to communicate with the Firebase. We need the Firebase to make the application real-time. Here we have the Firebase project ID. We have the Google Map ID. This is also very important because without that, we will not be able to have the Google Map working effectively. We have the Firebase API key. This also comes from your Firebase project. Once you set up your Firebase project, you should be able to have this and this. On the next video, I should be showing you maybe how to get this from your Firebase. Here we have the payment methods. We have other methods that you can also add. But on the initial setup, you should have Paystack, Flutterwave, and PayPal. You can enable this payment method, you can disable all of them, update so this payment methods are disabled. If the payment methods are disabled, on the admin, you should be able to see some modifications telling you that you now have many active payment methods. Here we have the theme settings, the theme components, the website pages. We come to the website pages, you should be able to add more website pages to your application. Well, this is for the front end if front end is enabled on your Surd Taxi. If the front end is enabled, you should be able to add pages to it. These pages come by default, the privacy, the terms and condition, the about us, these all come by default, and we have the component builder, the page builder and preview. Under the component builder, you should be able to build your component to making a different video that shows you how this component builder works. Plus here, you can build by shortcode, you can build by content, you should be able to add. Then we have a list of components where you can copy from, and you can use that to create a full dynamic pages for your application. So I'm going to make a different video showing you how the CMS setup works, that is, if you want to control the CMS settings, then if you want to control the front-end website settings of your Surd Taxi admin.